Spring break in amusement parks. Just that sentence alone is enough to make any 13-year-old absolutely exhilarated. Then add in your two best friends, entire family, and 4 days visiting San Francisco, and you get what should be an absolute dream vacation. Or so I thought. Today, I'm going to tell you about my trip to Six Flags. We woke up bright and early at 6 a.m. and packed in the car with myself, my dad and stepmom, my brother, and two best friends, along with all of our luggage. I grew up in a small town in Northern California, about 5 hours from the Bay Area, so we planned to drive straight to Six Flags and meet the rest of my family, and later that night check into our hotel in the city. Our spirits were high, and we quickly made the drive down to the bay with time to spare. As we pulled into the Six Flags parking lot around noon, we looked around at the giant roller coasters and took in the cotton candy scent. All agreed that this was going to be the most amazing day. We quickly parked and jumped out of the car and met up with the rest of my family, and all headed into the amusement park. For hours, we rode on loop-de-loops and corkscrews and terrifying jumps. We ate corn dogs and funnel cakes, and I remember thinking to myself that no other day could ever top this one. But unfortunately, all good things must come to an end. We were some of the very last people to leave the park that day, and we tiredly started our walk back to the parking lot. Once we got to the area where the rest of my family had parked, there was only one thing missing: our car. Instead, where it once was, there was an empty seat with tire marks that looked as though someone had driven it away. My brother and I laughed and agreed that our dad must have been pranking us. But when I saw the look on his face, I knew we couldn't be more wrong. Before I knew it, the police were meeting us, Six Flags security was called, and we were panicking at the fact that not only was our car gone, but all of our luggage for a week's stay. After hours of tracking down footage from security cameras and trying to find answers as to how this happened, we eventually found the video that showed two men calling AAA, telling them it was their car, and having it towed away. While we were in disbelief that this is even possible, we cut our losses and stayed in a motel across the street and waited to figure out what to do. The next morning, we got a call from the police saying our car was found 3 hours away at a liquor store, missing the radio and all of our belongings. It was drivable, but we certainly knew our vacation had come to an abrupt end. We picked up the car and drove home in silence, in disbelief that all of this had just happened. While this is something that my family laughs about now, it will forever go down in my memory as one of my best days turned worst. From the experience, I learned that you should never leave luggage in your car, and even the most thought-out vacations can always go wrong. So, if you're ever thinking about going to Six Flags, maybe just take an Uber.